Here's to the beginning of my Appalachian Trail journey.
It's coming out. I'm like, she goes, I just dropped 10 off. I'm like, where are they going? She goes, they're going north. And I'm like, well, there's no need to set up here. So I turn around, come back, and then I called Ron Brown. I was like, Ron, I said, how many you got that did you drop off today? Where are the hikers? He goes, I just dropped 10 off at Amacola. So I was like, all right. So I said, I'll just drive to Amacola. And when I got here, the Forest Service guy pulled up and goes, I hope you're not already cooking. And I was like, yeah. He goes, well, I want you to set up over there. And I'm like, no. I said, I used to drive a car and I used to set up there. When I leave, the hikers would churn that ground up. This doesn't leave a footprint.
We just got through eating with Fresh Ground. That was totally cool. Had no idea we'd be running into him. I knew he was at the southern portion feeding hikers, but no idea exactly where he was. That was totally cool. And he fed us some potato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches, and that was awesome. And so now I'm hiking the first mile up to Springer. I've already done the approach trail before, so we just came to do this mile and then go back down to the parking lot with Fresh Ground again, where our backpacks are in the car, and I'll start hiking. We'll just see what I can get done this weekend, and go from there. Wherever I finish this weekend is where I'll start when I have spring break off. So I'm excited. It's my official start of the Appalachian Trail. And it's even snowing a little bit. It's February 18th, I believe. Friday. President's Day weekend.
No soup, just hot chocolate. Grab your cup right here. Grab a big cup, and hot chocolate's right here, okay? It'll be ready.
Look at the pretty snow. I love it. It's beautiful out here. Pretty. Oh wow, that is so pretty. Wow, look at that awesome waterfall down there, going down into that river. And you can even hike down there from the trail. And there is a ton of camping area down there. Lots of nice flat space. That is beautiful. Wow. I'm loving this so far. It's absolutely beautiful. Can't believe it took me this long to get out here and get started. It's nice. Took this little side trail to get a little closer view. back on the trail. So this is how we're spending our evening, our Friday night. How's it going, Wiley?
Great. Very good.
We're trying to boil water for our suppers tonight, but the water just simply will not boil with all the freezing cold wind out there. So we're eating, well, I'm eating tepid water, and we're still waiting for his pot to boil. Here's my tent. It's holding up to the wind so far. It's gonna be cold. Right, Wiley?
Yes. It's gonna be cold.
I'm packing up. And just look at all the frost on the inside of the tent. It's crazy. It's 22 degrees outside. All that sparkly frost just completely covering the tent. I stayed nice and toasty though. My 10-degree quilt did really well, and I have the fleece liner on the inside of it and my Enlightened Equipment booties on. Wiley's out there running the car, getting warm. He said he's more of a 3-season camper. But pretty good so far. I think it's about 5:15 right now. I decided to just go ahead and wake up. All right, good morning. Day 2 on the AT. Look at the moon. Isn't that pretty? The crystals on the ground. A little dusting of snow. There's the trail. And the sun rising. A little dusting of snow falling. It's cold out here, y'all. Very cold. I think it's about 20 right now. 22. The trees are swaying and creaking in this big old wind. And look at that beautiful sunrise over the mountains. So pretty. So pretty. You just can't beat this. No matter how cold it is, I'm having the time of my life. Hello, sunshine. Good morning. Good to see you. Especially with all this frost. Look at the trees. Wow. Looks like a winter wonderland. Headed down to Woody Gap now, which is mile 20.5. I mean, not Woody Gap. We're headed down to Cooper Gap. I'm pretty sure that's where Fresh Ground said he's gonna be. Cooper Gap. I believe that's actually like 12.5. I'll be at Woody Gap probably about 1 o'clock. Alrighty. What a view. We're about 2 miles from Woody Gap. Is this trail magic?
Yeah.
No way! How awesome is this?
I've already told everybody about you. They're waiting on you.
Thank you.
So this is my first trip with the Zpacks Plex Solo tent, second night. And I figured with this beautiful spot I ended up tonight that it would be a nice time to make a short little video of it. I'm really enjoying it. I would definitely have to say that my favorite part of the tent is the vestibule. It is absolutely huge. You can cook under it, and if it's raining or really windy, tons of space. My double rainbow didn't have that big of a vestibule to where I could cook under it, so this will come in handy. And there's the inside. This is my first trekking pole tent, and it's also my first one-person tent ever. And the peak height is super high and plenty of room inside. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone taller than maybe 5'8", 5'10" at the most, but the width is awesome. You can definitely have plenty of space for your backpack beside of you, and plenty of peak room to sit up and get ready. I'm really loving it. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's I've changed out a few of the guy lines so far, so I'm down to, I believe, 13.3 ounces on the scale. But the strength of them and the high winds we had last night were pretty awesome, so I think I might end up going ahead and changing out all of the rest of the guy lines from the 2mm to the 1.3. So awesome. I'm really enjoying it. So yesterday was just 8.6 miles. We started around 12:30 or 1, hung out with Fresh Ground for a while. It was so cool because we got to, we turned the corner to go into the Springer Mountain parking lot, and there was that white van. I was super excited. So we got to spend some time with him, hiked up to Springer, hiked back down, and to Hightower Gap is where we stayed last night. And then today, I hiked to Woody Gap where we did some trail magic, and then now I'm at Slaughter Creek campsite. So that was an 18.1 mile day, and I'll just have about 10 miles left to get to Hogpen Gap tomorrow, where we'll continue our trail magic and head on home. So this is about a 40-mile trip, the official beginning of my AT journey, and it's been truly awesome. Met a lot of awesome people, had a lot of fun. I'm glad to find me a nice camp spot here where it's flat and the wind isn't as bad as it was last night, and not nearly as cold. So I'm looking forward to getting the rest of my gear put in here and start me some supper and settle in for the night, get some good rest, and probably start before dark in the morning. I just want to show how much space is under this vestibule. Totally awesome. So much room to cook. And my gear is kind of everywhere. Got my pillow ready for tonight. Oh boy. So the forecast says it's supposed to get down to 14 tonight. So if it does, that'll definitely be the coldest temperature I've ever been in. So let's hope this Plex Solo does me well. And I've got my 10-degree quilt and fleece liner. So we're as prepared as we're gonna be, I guess. I've got the booties and the fleece liner and the 10-degree UGQ quilt all set for this freezing cold night. Check out that sunset. I love it. This has been a great trip. Good morning. Isn't it pretty? Oh, look at that. I woke up at 6 and started hiking at 6:30, and now it's 7. So pretty. I don't know why people sleep in and miss this stuff. This is just awesome. There's the moon. And there's the Blood Mountain Shelter. I've seen this in videos so many times, but not for myself until now. Look at that. It's beautiful. Just peaked right when I turned the camera on. Very cool. Jealous that I'm up here without them. I love Blood Mountain. They've been asking to come back here, and I told them that when we finish the rest of the state parks, we have 13 left, and I'll bring them back here as a celebration, as a reward. Oh, look at that sun. The moon. Look how pretty. Oh, wow. If you could see what I see. I just love how I can see the sun and the moon all in one spot. I can't get over this. Y'all have got to get out here. It is so beautiful. God is so good. There's that pretty sun. And mountains. This is that iconic spot where I got that awesome picture of kids. The one that Dixie signed for me. So I watched the weather. I did have good service, 2 or 3 bars last night where I was camped, and it did indeed get down to 15 degrees last night where I was, so it was a little hard to get up and out this morning, but mind over matter, I got through it. And I sure am glad I did. Man, I got up there just in time to see that sun peep over those mountains. It was awesome. I should only have about 8 miles left to Hogpen Gap, and that'll be the end of my first section of the Appalachian Trail. And it has just been beautiful. I can't wait to get back out here and see some more of it. So awesome. So glad we got to see fresh ground and got to provide some trail magic of our own. Look at all that ice. Whew. Me, oh my. Have to choose your steps very carefully. Byron Reese Trail, that's the Blue Blaze trail from the parking lot that me and the kids took to go up to Blood Mountain. And now I have the privilege of continuing on the AT. I remember standing there at that spot, coming back down and just wishing I could continue on that day. Those white blazes just call your name and you want to see where they lead. Beautiful, beautiful trail. Mountain crossings at Neal's Gap. There are all the shoes hanging from the tree where people give up, I guess. I don't see how anybody could give up here. It's been so beautiful, and the terrain hasn't been terribly challenging at all. But I have talked to a few people so far who are through hiking and don't exactly have the gear that they really need for these temperatures, and I could definitely see where some people would give up if they haven't done this kind of hiking before and they don't have the best gear for it. But it's been great so far. It looks like they're closed, so I'll just be passing by. It's so cool to see this place. Check out those trash cans with all those hiker stickers. I don't know how they got all those shoes up there. And so the AT continues through the building. Looks like everything's closed. Check out this awesome campsite. What a pretty view. Look at this pretty snow. This was a nice surprise. Better than ice. a mile and a half left to Hogpen Gap. Keep stopping for these pretty views. Awesome. It's been a beautiful weekend. So pretty. Made it to Hogpen Gap. Finally. Made it! Trail magic!